All right, everybody. Afternoon greetings. How y'all doing? Man, I am really excited today. This is Capri Radio and also Postmaster Radio. I'm your host, Capri, and Postmaster Good. Guys, I got a really unique setup today for you guys, man. I got a special guest, and I want this guy to come and talk to you guys, share some of his knowledge, share some of his wisdom, and most of all, I want him to share the solutions that he has for the planet. And I want to also show you guys that I'm not joking, and I'm not kidding when it comes to the quantum grammar. This is a quantum grammar video, okay, guys? This is going to be a quantum grammar video that we're going to be watching. So I'm going to introduce you guys right now to the Commander-in-Chief, the Postmaster General of our world, Russell J. Colin Gould. Welcome, brother. How you doing, my friend?
Man.
All right, yes, sir. All
Been
right.
a number of years.
Yes, sir. Come
Been
on
a
in.
number
Have
of
a
years.
seat. Have a
Number of
seat.
years. Hey, thank you very much. This is kind of impromptu for me. I want to come see my friends, and so
Yes.
you're a friend of mine.
Yes, absolutely, brother.
You've been studying the grammar now for 8 years.
Yes, sir. 8 years.
And it's definitely changed your life in a positive way.
Absolutely.
I can see the demeanorism, the calmness, how you're conducting your life and your thoughts and your energy. It's a wonderful thing to see how grammar can change our world. I'm over here on the East Coast. For those of you who know me and follow me a little bit, I'm very thankful to have the chance to come share the message of the fake presidential election that you guys all just witnessed in Washington, D.C., and how that all works and the mechanics behind that. And so I disqualified the Federal Elections Commission in 2012 and 2016, and I notified all 50 elections commissions for all 50 states, as well as Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands. And the election, of course, and the forums for running for president all ended in 1999 when the United States came out of international bankruptcy in November of 1999. Ever since then, it's been fraudulently conveyed and carried on by nefarious presidents who get in position and trick the people to think there's actually something going on here. So unfortunately, the world has gone into such a state now where people are seriously getting hurt out here. And so I've come over to the East Coast, to Washington, D.C., and I'll be in Washington, D.C. for a minute now. As many of you know, I'm Chief Judge of the Supreme Court, and that's an actual thing. And I have cases, and it's a national security case going on over there. So because of issues of national security, I can give you some background, but not a lot that would jeopardize any of the actors that are currently in the theater and working in concert with me. So with that being said, Clarence, what kind of questions do you have for your audience, and what would you like to talk about today?
So Russ, let's give them a background a little bit here, guys, about the bankruptcies, and tell them, give them an overview of the bankruptcies, Russell, and why this is so important, what actually gives this authorization.
Okay, so I was blessed enough to go into the Benjamin Franklin postal book at the museum at his post office in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And in that I found that he had borrowed 1.6 million francs on July 1st, 1775. Well, nothing becomes law for 1 year, 1 day. And there's a thing called 3-day rescission, which takes you to July 4th, 1776, Day of the Slaves. And they formulated a contract, bylaws, and they were in the middle of a 7-year domestic bankruptcy at that time. And the first 7 years ended in 1782. And then from 1782, they filed at the United States Post Office, who held the ledger for the bankruptcy, filed another bankruptcy note through the shipping, because everything gets authorized by the post office. And they took us to 1789. And then from there on out, it ran into 3 international bankruptcies that ended in last one was filed was October 29th, 1929 was the 3-day rescission, and it was actually filed on November 2nd of that year, 1929. And so that 70-year bankruptcy ended in 1999, and this is when the United States authorization for the United States Post Office ended, because the United States Postal Service became in violation of their own title site, Title 39, Section 101, subsection A and subsection B. And that's when they vacated the presidency as the
It's good.
Okay.
You good.
As they vacated the presidency in the Bush-Gore election that most of you watched, which was the Florida Chavs. This one's a little bit different. This one is because you have bad characters all over the place, and they've had a lot of time to think this one out. But thankfully, this time, I am Chief Judge of the U.S. Supreme Court, so I get to adjudicate and make sure that the people don't get hurt during this election time frame, because the election is, of course, all fake. There is no president. It's under martial-law run by the military right now. And for those of you who don't know this, please go to your governor's office and look at what on top of his flag standard of his state flags, or her state flag, depending on what location you're in, what state you're in. And you will see the spear or a spire on top of the flag standard, which suspends contract during times of martial law. So contracts are suspended during times of wartime. I moved into a martial law theater on October 12th, 2004, and I conducted the world's largest military court-martialing in Washington, D.C. that was conducted against many actors at the Pentagon who are there, and many senior advisors who are behind the scenes now. And so they know who I am anyway, and I'm going to be coming back to Washington, D.C., where I'm going to be talking to people to make sure that number one, our borders are secure, that we do not get penetrated by not only foreign contracts,
Yes.
and foreign militaries. Because the United States Post Office has been lying to their creditors, because there are no creditors because there's no corporate charter. The people are not slaves to the corporate charters that lost authorization in 1999. Because I have the flag and I have the lease contract with the Department of Navy through the Secretary of Navy's office, that was established on February 20th of 2003. I'm going to be working with the Department of Navy in a concert to make sure that foreign troops, either in foreign contracts, do not harm the citizens of this country. It's very valuable to be in the time and space that I was in, so that the day would come where I would have to stand up for the people and stand up for the truth and for the closure on the contracts. Unfortunately, for many creditors of the corporation that didn't have authorization to yoke and give away land or yoke the people of this country, we are not slaves to those contracts. Those people need to be sought out. Individuals will be brought to location very shortly, be gathered up by the military, and the military that is currently safeguarding those people need to make a serious choice right now on what they're going to permit as far as allowing the citizens of this country to be vaccinated, forced vaccines, and told who our fake president is, because there is no president, it's all contract. And so because of this, the military, it's time, I look at it like this, Clarence, the world gave us 50 Shades of Gray.
Yes.
Right? And people could handle it, right? We became accustomed to being blurred lines, no honor, no this, no that. But now that the 50 Shades of Gray's time is gone, people are wanting correctness, they're wanting truth, they're wanting honesty, and they're wanting closure.
Yes, they want peace.
They want peace. There are no free lunches out here. For those who feel that they're entitled, we are all here. We are all one. The entitlement should not be towards, if there's entitlement anywhere, it would be to the people that we stole the land from.
Yes.
And that would be the Native Americans. Those are the ones that this is their land. We stole their land, and we came here through fraudulent means, through fraudulent contracts, and tricked the Native people into a life that should have never happened. And so when I see these different groups, ethnic groups, claiming unfairness on this, on that, the natives were the ones they were the originals here, not us.
Correct. That's correct.
And so I have to look at it from that perspective. So there's no reason to feel entitled. Just know that I'm coming to fix the solutions that have already been put into place, believe it or not. I wrote a wonderful construct bringing accountability to our lives, and what we call an in the truth scenario, or a correct way to put volition or the condition of mind on trial. So the mechanics for that, you can go to lastflagstanding.com and warcastles.com on YouTube and watch my film to get
and I'll put those descriptions in the links.
so people can get a little bit of a background. I've also published a few things recently on YouTube, kind of giving closure on the fake election and some of the things that, the time my space has come to finally come forward to work with the military so that the citizens don't get hurt. And it's very concerning to me to see the fakeness of the mask and all these things that people are subjecting themselves to, this tyranny of not being able to breathe. They're suffocating you. It's an irony, a spoof, so to speak, that there's only a few bad actors out here, and they need to be gathered, and they will be. And that the few, the question was asked to me by a banker the other day, and it says, Russell, why do the ultra wealthy that run the world continue to want more money? I says they want more because they have to hire more thugs to enforce their bullshit policies upon we the people.
Yes.
So it's not that they need the money, because enough's enough. It's that they need to pay people to keep their lie going. Well, the lie is ended, and correctness and honesty and truth is here. And as the people learn about me, and you will learn about me because I'm not going anywhere, and as people throw stones, and I'm taking a lot of critical heat out there from people that don't know my plight, don't know my journey, don't know how difficult to give up things that you love is, and
they're creating libel.
it's creating a libel against me, but that's okay. You will be gathered up too shortly, because I am who I say. I'm a performer. You can count on it. And those of you who know and have watched my work from behind the scenes for years in the federal government, I'm going to remind you of a story. I was on the 4th floor of the U.S. Treasury on January 15th of 2002. I was with David Ife and Win Colin Miller, and we were in Washington, D.C. And they brought in the head of U.S. Secret Service to have a conversation with me. And in that conversation, he said several things. Number one, it's the corporate policy of the United States government to hire stupid people. So the people on top who are running, pulling the strings behind the scenes are not accountable for what the stupid people that work for the government are. I thought that was a very shameful statement. First of all, the people that work for the government are stuck in a situation where they're in irons. They do not have a flag. They do not have a post office. They do not have a military charter. They don't have a land. They are derelict of corporate functions and don't even know it. So correctness brings accountability. Since the Constitution doesn't exist, what I mean by that is in 1999 when it was used as a bank charter, and the people that signed the contract didn't renew the terms of the contract. There was no continuance of the evidence. This is how they're doing away with our constitutional rights. There are no constitutional rights. Unfortunately, it's martial-law. And in that, there are different dynamics to the terms of that. And so the citizens need to educate themselves as fast as you can here, because you're going to see great changes, and we're seeing a big technocracy change where it's very shameful of the public media who bashes correctness, engages in the Mockingbird program, destabilizes countries, peoples, citizens worldwide, and think it's okay to do this. It's not okay to do that. It is not okay to blow up countries for oil, which oil is archaic technology. It is not okay to blow up countries for money, because how much is enough? So I'm here. I'm on the East Coast, and just kind of giving a little bit about. Is there any other questions that you might have, Clarence?
One more question that I think is very, very pertinent, particularly is the capture. So I want you to go into, Russell, about the capture of the American people in 1929 with this birth certificate.
Oh, yeah, yes.
This is very, I think people they don't really comprehend that very well.
Yeah, well, it's contract.
Yes.
Okay, so in 1929, the United States was still involved in an international bankruptcy. But that bankruptcy ended in 1999. So those of you that have birth certificates, that is the foundation for your contractual world, meaning for schooling, for driver's licenses, for passports.
Yes.
Those birth certificates are null and void right now, and so anybody with a birth certificate actually doesn't have the capacity to state a claim But we have what's called a claim of the life, and you can go to fortheclaimofthelife.com or lastflagstanding.com to get an uplink into that claim of the life system.
Nice.
Claim of the life system gives you the construct that's been put in place by me in the quantum banking system, which I am the author of, by the way. It's not the quantum financial system. That's a knockoff brand, right? I'm the quantum-banking-system. It's like my creation in 2001. So it's been around quite a while, and they've been stealing my concepts. And speaking of thieves, my ex-business partner, David-Wincole Miller, gave a bank charter of mine to create how to open up banks that was filed at the International Maritime Organization in United Kingdom. However, Dave gave it to the Chinese military. 48 days later, the Chinese military announced BRICS Bank. So they took the concepts and they stole from me. This is not acceptable, China. You've been told. You want to steal my ideas. You want to steal my concepts and think it's okay that you're going to act as a creditor on my land, in my country, in my seas? Can't wait to get to the table with you. Somebody owes. Yes, Dave was held accountable. He was court-martialed for all his nefarious things that he did. But the theft of my property, of my things, of my knowledge on how to open up a bank that you stole when you ordered open BRICS Bank 48 days later when Dave was in China, and CIA Langley and U.S. Customs and Immigration can cross-reference Dave's passport. Right? It was not an unknown thing that he sat down with the Chinese military. That was not unknown. That was a very known thing. Okay? What wasn't acceptable is for David to give the Chinese military my bank charter, and 48 days later, under 45-day trust moratorium, 3-day rescission, you announce BRICS Bank is now open. You stole. You're thieves. Now I hear you're going to come into my land, come into my country, and say the American people are creditors on debts that the American people have not authorized because there was no transparency from the bankruptcy of 1999? Shame on Bush. Shame on Cheney. Shame on Obama. Shame on Rumsfeld. Shame on all you actors who have been lying to the people and the complacency of the media. Shame on all of you guys. Good news. You can't stop this. You can't stop what I did. I did it. That's right. I put a solution for the people on the table. Right? We don't have to go along with your tyrannical ways. Yes. I am accountable for bringing a solution to planet Earth. Yes, I'm accountable for building a quantum banking system. But China, you're accountable for stealing the concepts of foreign vessels. And you know what I mean. Now back to the fake election. Unfortunately, people are going to have their little feelings hurt. Toughen up. Right? There's no free lunch out here. It's very difficult. And if you don't know where you're at in time and space, stop. Put yourself in neutrality, in neutral. And you will find that when things are in a neutral state, it cracks and harnesses and suspends time. So now you can look at things for what they are. Study them, fix them. Luckily for all of us, the solution has been put on the table with the quantum banking system. The Department of Navy, as well as 82 nations at the United Nations, are very cognizant of this. I went there. Yes, I did this. I built the quantum banking system. There are many of you who steal my concepts and think it's okay. Very shortly, you will be placed in irons. This is no joke. Very shortly, those of you who are perpetrating the fraud on the American people, acting like there's a presidential election, actually acting like there's a Supreme Court, when you know, I'm Chief Judge! Yeah! Straight up. Oh, and U.S. Marshal Service, Eric Anderson, time for you to open your mouth and give closure on what you told me in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's right, I'm calling you out, Eric. Judicial system's closed. It's martial-law. Tell the American people in the U.S. Marshal Service, tell them who I am. Let them know the Postmaster-General has saved the day, has had everybody's back when nobody cared, when nobody was listening. Now, everybody's listening and they all got their little feelings hurt. They got a little boo-boo because they think there's a fake president going on. They think there's a fake election going on. The joke is, it is fake. The joke is, there is no president. I think 50 Shades of Grey. You guys all like that. Do you like transparency? You like correctness? Yeah. It's quite a thing. Quite a thing. So for those of you who don't know who I am, good news. You're going to get to learn a lot more about me. You don't have a choice. I'm coming. I'm already here.
Okay, Bryce, awesome, man. That was awesome. Okay, so one more question. One more thing. Okay.
Please.
So, can you give them concerning the stolen technologies? Some of the things that you guys already introduced, like the Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, cryptos.
Can you please talk to them about that? Yes. Let them know what
okay.
was. Yeah, because I wanted to get that out there. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So, the concept of cryptocurrencies goes back a long, long ways. There were many people from around the world who were trying to develop that. I built it in a quantum grammar phase where it was backstopped by hard currency, hard tangible currency. In fact,
do I get to see a coin? Are you serious?
Yeah, got more money on me today, bro.
Serious?
Of course.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yes, yes.
See, it's got the lighthouse on it, right?
Show my people. Show everybody.
Okay, the lighthouse is because we have the light of correctness, of the truth coming off. I don't know if you guys can see the rays there coming off the lighthouse. Maybe.
Look good.
Anyway, I filed a Lighthouse Treaty under a sea treaty as an original SEE treaty at the Vatican in 2002. It was December of 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where I had been doing a lot of case studying about different judges from around the United States and going into their transcripts, and they would tell the American people, well, you people can't see what you're doing. You can't see what you're doing. Well, I thought that was a funny statement. And then when I looked up the definition of see, it means to look through the Pope's jurisdiction.
Didn't I tell y'all that? How many times on this program have I said that? Exactly. SEE means jurisdiction through the Pope.
Yeah, through the diocese. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, which is Pope. Yeah, so it's quite a thing. And I have contract because I disqualified all that as an original thinker, as the first thinker, first man in the space. And the Vatican joined with that on June 16th of 2003. Where I sat down with Angelo Sodano, Angelo for the public world.
Yes.
And he was the Secretary of State of the Vatican. And because of the construct and the solitary uniqueness of what I had built, the quantum banking system and the constructs of SEE, they put their file stamps on my contract. I did a commercial bookend, as well as simultaneously logged myself in to run all military, because I have classified technology on how to move military movements, and I have a lot of technical stuff that I don't really get into on the public forum right here. It's not public sector knowledge, but I had classified knowledge on how to maintain a theater during campaigns to move militaries. I'll just leave it at that. And I spent 3 days with them. And they agreed and signed off on my contracts, put their certified seals and their Vatican City stamps on my contracts, and I left it filed with the Secretary of Navy's office. Not Secretary of Navy's office, I apologize, Secretary of State's office for the Vatican. I do apologize. And that was on June 16th of 2003. And it was really cool because I got to go into St. Peter's Basilica and do a Keymaster presentation. I'm also a Keymaster over there. And do a presentation on the hieroglyphics and the manipulation of time.
These are some dictionary. I'm going to give y'all a dictionary later on with these terms out. So I'll give y'all a dictionary about some of these terms.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty quiet about. I can't. Every time I come out with technology, everybody seems to want to steal it. So I've been for the last since 2012, 2013. My main goal is I've been keeping the international banking theater pretty stupid because they're really easy to manipulate. Yeah, because they don't know a lot, and so that's on them and their thievery. But anyway, quite a thing.
Okay.
Sea trees, yeah.
Okay. So anything else, Rush, you want to give us before you go? Just, any kind of closures that you want to give to people, man?
Oh, yeah. Please go to lastflagstanding.com or fortheclaimofthelife.com. Get yourself the necessary education. So as you see things being changed in Washington, D.C. here, very direct, you will see you will have a background where to compartmentalize it for you and your loved ones and your families. Because this is about taking care of our families and taking care of our loved ones and making sure that the correctness happens and that people come out of their 50 Shades of Gray, and because it's not about color. It's about correctness.
Exactly.
It's not about color.
Exactly. It's about what's correct.
It's about what's correct. So as people do their education and educate themselves, you want to jump on?
No. You good? No, brother, you stay there. Okay. No, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. You my special guest today, friend. Yes, sir. You got the table, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna close it out with you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anyway, I really appreciate the chance to come on your show. You've been there are a lot of good quantum grammar students out there. Unfortunately, there's as many good ones as there are. There's a double amount of bad ones.
Yes.
That are using technology, that are stealing concepts, you got guys out there claiming to be judges and they've never been in a courtroom.
Exactly.
It's a total
shit show. That's what I call it.
Well, it's dereliction by those who know better.
Exactly.
So there are people within the government, be it through Interpol, World Court at The Hague, federal judicial systems worldwide, postal systems worldwide, that know who I am, know what I've done, and they're allowing this type of behavior to happen to discredit and do away with accountability of that which I'm bringing to the table. So accountability, believe it or not, begins with me. And in that accountability, I've had to sacrifice things. I am not a perfect man by any stretch of the imagination. I'm like a lot of you guys. I like to drink my beer. I like to hang out. I like to play basketball.
Yes. Yes.
There ain't no tournaments right now. You're all getting off. I want you to know that. Man, somebody get me on the court with LeBron James.
Yeah, this is a basketball.
Give me a joke. King, no way. He got a flat jumper. You gotta be kidding me. That jumper, it broke.
See, y'all are sports guys. I'm a sports guy. Yeah, see, that Russell ball is a ball man.
Damn. That dude's got one broke jumper. Like, broke. For real. So, can't wait to get my day on the court with him.
We gonna get you out there.
Get me on the court with him. Me and my homeboy Wilson will take him and AD on. We'll tool him.
Oh, man.
I know how to handle 7-footers.
Awesome.
No big thing. Ain't no big thing. Sometimes size doesn't matter. It's being in the right space that does.
Yes.
So this is where the quantum comes in.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's not about the size, it's about the space. So it's about finding yourself in space so you don't get lost. And the same thing holds true on a basketball court.
Interesting. Okay, so you can apply that to life.
You can apply it to life.
Awesome, man. I use golf like that too. So
I'm about the worst golfer. I'll tell you a story. I went golfing a couple weeks ago, maybe. In 18 holes, I lost 20 balls.
Ball here, ball there. Yeah. We gotta hit you. We're gonna hit you set.
Oh man, I'm a lousy golfer. Don't mean I don't have fun when I'm doing it.
Exactly.
But that's not my sport. My thing is I enjoy the education. And I feel very blessed in life that I got this education on the military constructs and the postal constructs and banking.
We thank God for you, brother.
True patriot. Hopefully the world will see the performances here coming up here shortly. So I'm coming out on my social. I have a public liaison, a very special lady. Her name's Rachel Prince. She's a hell of a press liaison. I'm kind of going against what I would normally do, but I felt really led to speak to your audience. I know how difficult life is.
Yes, for us, but your message is important, man. You got to get it out.
Yeah, it is. And so, if Rachel, if you're listening, I did this on my own, and I do, thank you for everything.
Robert Bacon, hold on a second. Robert Bacon.
Who's this guy?
Robert Bacon, he knows you. I went to the rally here in February against the governor for the Second Amendment.
Oh, there you go.
I was out there representing the quantum grammar, representing you, friend. I met this fella here. They know who you are. Robert, I got the commander sitting right here, brother. There he is. There's Robert. There he is. Robert.
Hey.
Yes, Robert. Yes, you can come back and watch this later, Robert. He is right in the flesh, brother. I told you guys I'm not joking.
I tagged everybody.
Hello, sir.
That mattered.
He told you.
I tagged everybody.
Yeah. Clarence is my friend. I have students all around the world that I consider friends. I know how difficult life is. I know how difficult they love their families, just as as anyone else. And sometimes we don't connect like we should because time is and I'm very busy. I'm been very secretive about what I've been up to. But I'm definitely coming out. And as far as the teaching the grammar, and I am chief judge of the U.S. Supreme Court, and they have a fake election going on, and I'm the guy that definitely disqualified the United States Federal Elections Commission, the grammar, as well as all electoral college votes for all 50 states, and published in all 50 states elections offices, either through their Commonwealth or through their well, thank you, sir. I sometimes feel pretty alone out here, but I know I'm not. I know that there's good people all over the place that are learning about my story.
Oh, yes, you got support, bro.
And I think every one of you stand strong. I'm coming. Told you guys, I don't disappoint. Right? I'm a performer, and I don't choke under pressure. And like I've told the world, I'm the greatest when the pressure's on. When the pressure's the greatest, I'm at my greatest. And it's just through a lot of going to court. I have no fear, right? Because I know where I'm at. I love the people. I love this country. I love the world. I love the people of the world. I love different cultures of the world. I know how difficult it is for the cultures to interact with each other, and it's about sharing that our cultural differences and learning and honoring others. Right, because each culture you can learn so much from. So
okay, my buddy of yours was mentioning that's my rival. Daryl Johnson is a rival of mine. We go back and forth. We just good people.
Oh.
But listen, guys. Okay, y'all got any questions? Anybody? Robert, do you got a question for Commander Man? Because I know you got some knowledge on the quantum. Or any of you guys in the chat got any questions for Commander? I don't want to hold him too long. He's got a lot of things going on today.
Yeah.
So I want to try to get him out of here. I want to be courteous of his time. No, you good, brother? You good? You guys got any questions? Robert, we'll give you about 5-10 minutes to answer some questions here. I'm not sure how many people in the chat. Sometimes Russ, the chat. Robert said, yeah, so many. Okay, Rob, we've gone over some banking things. Ask a specific question, man. We got about 10 minutes. And Russ will answer it for you.
Okay, so right now I'm reaching out to contact with the U.S. military, as well as some other locations. And, the election, it's fake. Yeah, the election is 100% fake. The paperwork and the criteria to run for president has been disqualified by me. The Supreme Court system and the court systems around the world have all been disqualified as well. I not only disqualified our U.S. Supreme Court system, but I'm also Chief Judge of the World Court at The Hague. And in that, sorry about this, guys. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah, just get it out right here. Yeah, take it out there. So the election, so I really can't say because I'm just getting into theater right now on the election. There's a lot that I'm about to go do and that I am doing on contract right now. And so the election is fake. There's, as you know, there's no president. It's just is what it is. It's a martial law, and so I'm hoping to run into good people in the military. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people have been compromised. I don't want to be a compromised person, so I've tried to live as honestly as I can, and giving the world full closure up front. That's why I'm doing this kind of impromptu and right before I do a few things here. And I don't like to really say have you challenged using quantum. There's nothing to challenge, Robert. There is no election. I'm chief judge, and so the election has to come through me, and the criteria for being a leader comes through my desk. That's just how it's going to be, because I don't trust anyone, and I have to have full closure, and this is why I would like to reach out to the Defense Intelligence Agency right now. You guys know who I am, and I'm coming, and I need full closure. I need full closure from the U.S. Navy, and I need full closure from anyone that I get in front of, because the people need to have transparency here, and I have to make the correct choices based upon the facts. And the facts now, then I can put the volition on trial through using the quantum grammar system. So we can look at the condition of mind as we put a leader in position that won't compromise the security of our national defenses, while simultaneously won't compromise the security and trust of the American people. Right, because the American people are damaged out here. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's the 50 Shades of Gray everywhere, guys.
Yeah, people are hurting.
People are hurting, and it's a moral hurt now. It's gone way deeper than just the physical tangibles that the government. Now, remember what I said on back beginning of this podcast. The corporate policy of the United States government is to hire stupid people. Well, that statement actually qualifies what the consequences that we're seeing out here. Because the FBI and everybody's been so dirty. They've been stealing from the American people. They've been stealing our ideas. They've been holding good concepts back. They've been stealing amongst themselves. They know what's going on. They know more dirty secrets that I don't even want to know their secrets. What I want is I want good people to manifest in my life. That's why I'm here with my good friend Clarence.
Yes.
And doing an impromptu with you, my man.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir, guys. I'm very excited right now, guys.
Yeah.
Y'all just bear with me. I'm really excited today, man. Yeah, I got my buddy Sean here too. He brought his good friend Wilson with him, so we up here just chopping it up, man. Just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, we just and it's just good to know that people are caring.
Absolutely, brother.
And I can see it in your heart. I can see it in your eyes, and I do appreciate that.
Man, I love you too, brother. Yes, sir. You too, man. We appreciate you, Commander, man. Look, we just want you to be safe.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who you are. People ask me a lot of questions about you at times. So, you got a question coming through?
Chief Judge of the World Court at The Hague. I mind seeing something about I can't quite.
Okay,
read
hold
that.
tight, Rob. Hold tight. Can you see that?
See,
See that, Commander?
Chief Judge of the World Court there. What relief? Yeah, the World Court. Yeah. Are you on a case at this moment? No, I disqualified and got a document in my military court-martialing, Robert, when I was conducting a military court-martialing on January 2005, and you can cross-reference through CIA Langley and through the U.S. Customs and Immigrations off my ex-business partner David Wynne Miller's passport number, and he was at the World Court at The Hague in January 2005. I was scheduled to go, and I was blocked by the U.S. government. I was mailing myself again around the world, and I got through customs, and I had customs officers with me, and they brought in the pilot with the insurance company. This was at, what's that airport in New York? Newark. I was in Newark Airport, and they brought in the pilot and the security, private security for the airport, and the insurance department for the airline. And they said, Russell, you've defeated customs, you've defeated Homeland Security. You can go to Europe on one condition. Can you fly a plane? And I said, damn, you're the captain of the vessel. He goes, I'm the captain of this vessel. If you fly this plane, you can come on. You're good to go. And he says, but if you can't, I can't let you aboard my vessel. And so that's how I was stopped from going to the World Court at The Hague personally. But David went in my stay, and he filed the paperwork in, and that was on the court-martialing of Bush and Cheney and the things that I conducted in the military court-martialing. As you know, Robert, I've conducted the largest military court-martialing in the history of planet Earth. I can say that because of all the names and all the bad actors and good actors. Unfortunately, I had to carpet sue everybody because I couldn't tell who was who, and I wasn't getting close. So if your name was on there and you were getting sued for being AWOL, walking without papers, hey, look, You're the guys that walked into the U.S. Post Office and got your military ID number first, then walked into your branch of military. Well, you should have thought about that, because when the United States Post Office ceased to exist, its authorization in 1999, what happened to your military branch? Did it cease to exist too?
Yes, so Commander, I get Commander, I get a lot of kickback from military guys about this. So Sean's from military now. You explained to me before. You and both David told us that before you go into the branch of your respective military service, you got to go get a branch number.
Yes.
Okay, which is your selected service number.
Correct,
right?
from the post office.
Right, at 18 years old.
It's because you are in a postal war. The post office is running the show. This is a postal war. I took down the postal world worldwide when I disqualified the Universal Postal Union and took over the charter and sat down with them in Bern, Switzerland at the Universal Postal Union on June 18th, 2003. So they know I had a 3-hour meeting with them, and so I was with the establishment of my Global Postal Union, and in that were the guidelines for me to stay in my jurisdiction, which was the now-space, and they agreed to stay in the past and the future, but never be there now. So it's really a good thing, but now we need performances, and so now I have to get into locations, and so this is where I'm calling on the U.S. military, who may or may not be good, may or may not be bad. I don't know. You're going to have to learn to work with me, because I'm going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck with me. That's just how it is. I put myself in that position through education and sacrifice.
Lots of it.
And so my day is here, my space is here.
Yes.
And humbly I go forward for the people of the world, people of this country, the bad energy of this fake presidential election. This needs to be dealt with, as well as this spoof pantomime of the fake demic with the mask.
Yes, please speak to that, my friend.
The degrading of ourselves, degrading of our breath of our life. And, masks are not going to keep anyone safe. In fact, it's going to be the exact opposite. It's going to make you sick. You're going to have bacteria. I would like to know the study, and I haven't done the time. What is the study of facial viruses going on right now with people wearing the masks and all the bacteria?
I haven't heard any studies about that. But,
just curious.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's terrible.
I bet that line of business is making a lot of money right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, those doctors are making a bunch of money right now, because you're having
Not to mention the manufacturers of masks. They're making all these fancy designs and fancy.
Oh yeah, it's a real show. So that's where I'm at with all that. I do probably need to get.
Please, no. I just wanted you to get some closures. But guys, listen. Thank you guys for joining me on Capri Radio today. I had a very special guest. I wanted you guys to see the commander in person on my show, to show you guys that I'm not joking, that I'm with this, and this is full blown, man, guys. I want you guys to let you know that we have a solution.
Yes.
Commander is available for you guys. Sometimes it's hard to get, but if you need to talk to him, reach out to him. If you need to get to him, talk to me. Yeah. I got some closures I can give you guys. I got other guys that can give you some closures.
Yeah, for sure. Clarence has been solid with me. He's a really good syntaxer. He's been taken advantage of by many people, like a lot of good people in the quantum grammar world.
Yes, sir.
Where they take advantage of our time, take advantage of our knowledge. As soon as we give it, then they turn around and disown us, and then go sell it and keep selling. And it's an ugly monster. It's very vile.
It is. Yeah.
And so I don't like to see that. But that'll all change here very shortly, as the world sees correctness and as I roll this thing out for all of us.
All right. That's it, guys. Guys, I love y'all, man. This Capri Radio, man. Y'all guys be easy, and I might see y'all later today with another video, man, covering some of this crazy mess out here.
Hey, thank you, Capri Radio audience and the listeners, for sharing this and coming on live. I've never done anything like this. So.
Yes, sir. I had to catch him. All right.
I'll try something like that. It goes against kind of some of the things, but it kind of felt like I needed to get the word out to you and
Please.
your audience.
Yeah, I want you guys to see this guy's a real deal. It's not a joke.
True patriot.
Exactly. Love and light to you guys, man. I'll check y'all guys later. Peace.
Blessings.